Hi there, I'm Lou and this is John.
Hi.
And maybe we should say first of all, when we do these videos, we just turn up as us. We've obviously checked this out with our members along the way, but these are unscripted. We call them heart to heart, and we just talk from our hearts to you. And we wanted it to be real. We know that you're in a real situations, you're real people, so we want to be real people back. But this is a video to tell you a little bit about ourselves. So if you're thinking of getting help from us, perhaps you should know, well, maybe our credentials to start off, do we?
Yeah, this is a different one. We normally we talk about a topic related to alcohol. We thought this time, for the first time in maybe 10 years, we thought maybe we should actually introduce ourselves in a slightly different way there. So this is a bit about us, about who we are, and about what it is we're trying to do.
Well, first of all, we're in the UK. We're in the kind of toe bit at the end, if you know the shape of the UK, called UK called Devon. This is our kitchen. In terms of our experience, I have been a seminar speaker and a counsellor in private practice for about 30 years now.
30 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. No, 10 years, 30 years.
Yeah. My credentials are I've worked in rehab units. I have delivered treatment. I've been a therapist. I have a PhD in psychology. I wrote and presented the master's course in alcohol and drugs to many of the people in Scotland who are now working in rehab units. So that's kind of, I've done research, I've published fairly widely, and that's really probably about it,
Yeah, so he's the posh one with lots of experience in the field.
This is a new definition of posh, I think.
Okay, so our personal experience is that I lived with an alcoholic who died, and very sadly of cancer, very bravely of cancer in the end, because he couldn't keep his drink down, but that's another story. So that's my experience in terms of why I've turned up in this particular area.
Yeah. I mean, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. In 1984, I was in a psychiatric hospital being dried out. I was told I had brain damage, liver damage, and I had 6 months to live if I continued to take alcohol and drugs. I was dependent on both. So I have a fairly severe history of alcohol and drug misuse. The reason I'm trying to do this is I'm trying to make amends to a lot of the people I hurt and a lot of the people that I can't really make amends to, so I try to make amends to you.
And I'm here because I suppose I want to make a difference in the situation. I was very isolated. I was a singer-songwriter, and I lived in a Christian community. Well, not actually in community, but I was a gospel singer, basically. So it really wasn't on to have issues like alcohol and drugs and stuff, so I just never told anyone. I told those very, very close to me. I didn't talk about it for 2 years after his death, so I know what it's like to live in secrecy and isolation.
When we got together, we decided that, because of our personal experience, because of our professional experience, we really had something to offer. And that's when we put Bottled Up together. And what I have to say about Bottled Up is it's not a copy of anything else. It's not a sort of poor man's Al-Anon or AA or self-help group. This comes directly from both our professional and personal experiences. We put together stuff that we know works, and we also put together a list of stuff that we know just doesn't work, and yet they're still peddled today, So Bottled Up is unique. Bottled Up really is a distillation of us. It's a distillation of us, our personal experience and our professional experience. You won't find it anywhere else. You won't find the tools that are in Bottled Up anywhere else. You won't find the intervention anywhere else. And you won't find this approach anywhere else. But what we do know is that people come back to us and they say, it works. It makes a difference to them, to their lives, to their loved ones, to their families. And that's really what we're all about. We're trying to make a difference today.
Yeah, I think, I mean, we honour the different approaches. John was
of course
sober
we do.
through AA. He led AA groups for many, many years. And so we would like to say we respect and honour all the ways that people have tried to help families and drinkers themselves. So, but, you know, obviously we've been through experience. I think what people say is slightly unique about us is that we come from someone who's lived with a drinker, but someone who is a drinker.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that we've kind of learned from what goes on in John's head took me decades to learn, decades and decades. And we will be talking about this in the videos that we share and in the workbook. We've made it so that you can do it at exactly your own pace.
Yeah.
We used to just kind of drip feed it every 2 weeks. We don't do that anymore. So you can do it in a week if you want to, or you can take the 6 months that originally it was intended to be. Well, we would say do it in order though, because we really need you to start thinking about you before you start thinking about your situation.
Yeah.
So I think that's covered most of it, is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Also, just talk a little bit about Cassia. I've got kids, one of whom is involved in the site when she can. Sadly, she's got fibromyalgia, so she comes and goes a bit. But she does talk about what's going on, and we, as mum and daughter, we talk about that as well. So we're hoping that there will be input for your children, particularly your older children, who will be much more aware of what's going on. So we do invite you to join us. We'd love to have you in our community. We will be interacting with you on a regular basis, and we just hope that you'll come and be part of the Bottled Up
Oh, you do.
community.
And you realise that you're not alone.
Yeah, don't be alone. You don't have to be alone. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Hope to get
Talk
to
to you
meet
soon.
Yeah. Hope to get to know you through the website. Bye.
Bye.